Yeah, she is, the new Vortex 520. You'll see got a lot of the features that the 560 has. So we've got the 4 rod holders. Instead of the back hatches, you got the circle hatch, and inside the circle hatch, pretty big, spacious. So very big open space in there. We'll go into that in a little bit more detail another time. It's got the standard live well over there. It's got your well, obviously you can choose if you don't want to find it, you don't have to have this hatch, but the finder hatch with it being waterproofed as well behind this here, where you can put cell phones and all sorts. Very kiff. And then a massive, absolutely massive hatch. Obviously it's got its adjustable foot pedals as well. So yeah, very kiff ski. Nice to have a different variation of this Vortex kayak. There we go, dragging the Vortex, and definitely a lot lighter, easier to pull. So yeah, quite a big difference having a lighter ski on the drag. If you guys can hear me, here's the new Vortex, the lighter, smaller version, the 520, and comes standard with the 4 back rod holders as usual. A live bait well, very big live bait well, comes all the way back to about here. Your hatch lid that has your dry compartment, and this is very cool, as you'll see here what's inside here. When I open this, got my cell phone and my car keys in there ready, so it fits a very big phone in here. Obviously your finder would be in there, which is nice and watertight. Very big hatch, obviously your scuppers to pull your water out through your foot pedals, and adjustable foot pedals as well. So very nice little boat. This bad boy, as far as I'm aware, I stand under correction, is going to come in at 24.5 grand. So very nice option, nice and light. So you can see the scuppers, this is where the live bait well is, and then yeah, very cool little bait. This I'm going to give it a crack today and see how she goes. I really like these new updated handles, are very cool. Again, this boat being so much lighter, it makes quite a big difference here on the shorebreak. So let's give her a crack. Nice big shorebreak today. So yeah, I do like testing skis in bad conditions. Just gives you a better feel for what they're going to be like. But yeah, very big shorebreak today. Let's see if we can get this guy out. I got whacked. Smoked. Smoke times 2. Yo. Terrible moves for me. This boat's very different. Very different. Terrible launch from our side. Okay, pip. We'll wait here in the mid-break. And then go out. Okay, let's see how she handles this. Hey, foamy. Okay, the wave pushes over a little bit more, but she went through quite nicely. Just checking how she turns now. This is like a totally different boat to the 560 on many different levels. Way more nip here. So balance wise it's good. Your butt well is in the exact correct position. So yeah, liking it so far. We're in some windy conditions. Okay, wind is blowing a bit, so I'm going to paddle upwind a little bit, see how she goes upwind. And the main thing I'm looking for here is to make sure her nose holds in the wind, doesn't get blown to the side. So the 560 really good at that. It really holds its line nicely, even though it's a long boat. So keeping my nose into the wind. And she's holding up nicely over the chop, so you can see the chop not breaking over the boat. The nose is, when the chop comes, she's lifting up and over. There we go, up and over, up and over. So you can see that buoyancy in the front of the kayak playing a nice role here in these chop conditions, where, so even though there's some big wind chop here, you can see that that buoyancy popping over nicely over the waves here. Check it out. Every single time she's popping over this this wind chop, which is actually breaking around me a little bit. So very, very buoyant in the front, which I like a lot. Hatch lid sitting down in a nice position too. So you can see that every chop so far, I haven't had one break over me. So that is actually a difference. I would call that a difference in the two boats, where the Vortex sort of nose holds down a little bit better than this one, where, which I don't think is a terrible thing. It's nice and dry in choppy conditions, so yeah, definitely got some nice buoyancy on this nose. And she is holding nice against the wind. So you can see again, look at that big swell there, big chop. She's just popping up over it nicely. So very, very cool. It looks like this live well is stabilized now. So we have perfect, we have about a depth of that much, which is absolutely perfect. You don't want really any more than that, otherwise you're going to have some issues. So we're going to close it up, and I wanted to beach with a full live well, because you can't get the water out once it's in. Set up this this live well quickly. I just want to see how much water comes in through the live well. It'll make quite a big difference to the boat once this water's in here. Just want to make sure that the levels aren't too high or too low. Okay, next move is I'm going to go with the wind. So I'm going to paddle with the strong chop and just see how she handles going with the swell and wind chop. So this boat definitely less stable than the VTS, the Vortex 560. You can feel it's got a lot more give on both sides. But yeah, she handles really nicely in the chop. I actually quite like how the nose goes over the chop like that every time. Coming back in the chop, again, back of the boat, sitting out nicely. Oi! Sitting out nicely, the water. So you're not getting drenched with water from the back as well. So very buoyant. And that's the volume that's been put into this boat. She's very kip. Let's see how she goes in the swell. I'll catch a wave and see how she handles. I assume I'm going to come off. If not, I'll be surprised. But yeah, she's both with the wind and against the wind, she goes very nicely. I just want to stop here and just see what the drift is. So how she drifts. She's drifting sideways or she's drifting with the wind. Okay, so wind's coming up against us like a sideways, side on. Got a northeaster blowing, so it's basically blowing towards the shore. And again, with the same as the Vortex 560, we are drifting parallel to the wind, which I actually really like, to be honest. Means your lines are going out sideways, and when you're jigging and drop shotting, it's a much nicer drift than when you're going with the wind. And it's a to be honest, a little bit slower because the wind has to push the whole boat against the actual water, versus when you're going with it, you go a lot faster on that drift. So it does make fishing a little bit better when you drift side onto the wind. So I love that. Okay, Vortex Rider doing a really good job as well. So yeah, you just want to test its turning abilities, stick down the other side and see her nose pop straight back round. So pretty responsive on the turning side of things. Push her back the other way. You can see that nose just pop straight back round out to sea. So she's got a very nice turning arc, pretty fast, and that's what you want. If you get caught into a sticky situation, you can quickly turn. So yeah, let's go in now and see how she handles our beaching. I'm more than likely going to get pipped here, but we'll give it a go, see how she goes. It's a big surf here today. But you got to go in big surf, you got to know how she handles when the conditions are bad, not just good, because that's when a lot of the times I'm going to be fishing is in bad conditions. So here she goes. Okay, let's just wait for these sets to go through. Another one, big one coming here. Maybe behind this I'll go. Nice big set here, pushing through. Don't want to be catching that puppy. Okay, some medium waves coming. Let's give her a go on some medium waves here. Wait, there's another two big boys coming out, which I don't want to get caught up in, to be honest. See, the surf's absolutely cranking today. Okay, we're gonna go in behind this guy. Don't want to catch it. You can see this wave building here. Very big wave. Check at this. Woo! Wow. Actually holding a sec here. I got another big wave here behind this. Okay. Got to hold back on this. Oh. Woo. Okay, big wave coming. I'm gonna get smoked. Woo. Okay, there we go, pretty decent. She rode the wave quite nicely. Not too bad. Happy with that. Comes another big one. All the way in. All the way in. Actually popped quite nicely sideways on that. Huge shorebreak. Absolutely monstrous shorebreak here. But yeah, she handled well. I'm pretty happy with that. So there we have her on her maiden voyage. Took her out, had a nice little paddle in the wind, and ended up back on the beach. It handles the waves quite nicely, like you would expect any of these kind of fiberglass kayaks. So yeah, super kip option if you're interested in a kayak.